Every ship on this list had one thing in common. They made it to the water. They just never made it back. First voyages. Brand new, full of passengers, full of confidence. The ocean doesn't care about maiden voyages. It never did. 12 ships. Each one sank before it finished what it started. Here is every ship that sank on its first voyage. Explained. April 10th, 1912. Southampton, England. The largest ship ever built leaves on her maiden voyage. 882 feet long, 4 funnels, a floating city, 2,224 people on board. April 14th, 11:40 p.m. A lookout spots an iceberg. He rings the bell 3 times. The officer turns the wheel 37 seconds too late. The iceberg doesn't punch a hole. It pops rivets across 300 feet of hull, silently. 2 hours, 40 minutes later, gone. 1,517 dead. The ship, built to never sink, rests 12,500 feet below the surface, still on its maiden voyage. August 10th, 1628. Stockholm Harbour, Sweden. The most powerful warship ever built set sail. The Vasa was 226 feet long, 64 bronze cannons, built for a Swedish king who wanted it bigger and bigger. The problem, nobody told the king it was too top-heavy. A stability test was done before launch. 30 men ran side to side. The ship rocked so violently, they stopped. They launched it anyway. It sailed 1,300 meters. A gust of wind hit. Water flooded through the open cannon ports. The Vasa sank in 32 meters of water. The king watched from shore. 30 people died. The ship was raised in 1961 and is now the best preserved 17th century warship on Earth. It survived 333 years underwater, better than it survived its first afternoon at sea. April 16th, 2014. The Yellow Sea, South Korea. 476 people, mostly high school students on a field trip. The Sewol makes a sharp turn. The cargo, improperly secured, shifts. The ship lists. The announcement system activates. Do not move. Stay where you are. Passengers obey. They wait. The ship keeps tilting. The captain and crew evacuate. Without the passengers, 304 people died. 250 of them were teenagers, most found in their cabins, where they'd been told to stay. The captain was convicted of murder. 304 people followed the instructions. The instructions were the thing that killed them. July 24th, 1915. Chicago River. The Eastland is docked, still tied to the pier. 2,572 passengers board for a company picnic. The ship begins to lean. People move to the riverside for a better view. The lean increases. Then it rolls, completely onto its side, into 20 feet of water, while still tied to the dock. 848 people died, more than the Titanic, in a river at a dock that nobody ever left. The cause? Lifeboats. Extra lifeboats added after the Titanic disaster made the Eastland top-heavy. The Titanic's lifeboats saved 1,500 people, and they killed 848 others 3 years later. The Britannic was the third Olympic-class ship, the largest of them all. After the Titanic, engineers redesigned it completely. More lifeboats, better watertight compartments. It never carried a single paying passenger. The war started before it launched. November 21st, 1916. A mine, or torpedo, strikes below the waterline. The portholes were opened for ventilation. Water poured in faster than any design could handle. 55 minutes. Gone. 30 people died. Several pulled into the still-running propellers. 1,036 survived. The Britannic rests in 400 feet of water, the most intact Olympic-class wreck alive. The SS Normandy was the pride of France, the fastest, most luxurious ocean liner ever built. When France fell to Germany in 1940, the US seized it in New York, renamed it the USS Lafayette. Workers were converting it into a troop transport when a spark hit a pile of Kapok life preservers. Fire spread across the most beautiful ship in the world in minutes. Firefighters pumped so much water into it, it capsized, from the weight of the water saving it. It was scrapped in 1946, the greatest ocean liner ever built, destroyed by a mop bucket moment. It never completed a single voyage under American command. It never moved. January 19th, 1854. Liverpool. The RMS Tayleur set sail for Australia, carrying 652 passengers. It was the largest iron sailing ship ever built. Brand new, celebrated, rushed into service. Problem 1. The crew was too small for a ship this size. Most had never sailed together. Problem 2. The iron hull had made every compass on board unreliable. In fog, with a wrong compass and an understaffed deck, it drifted toward Ireland. It hit the rocks at Lambay Island. The anchors were deployed. Both chains snapped immediately. 380 people died. Only 3 women survived. The ship was so close to the cliffs, only the strong could swim. A brand new ship. A brand new crew. A brand new compass that pointed nowhere useful. September 27th, 1854. The North Atlantic. Dense fog. The SS Arctic was the finest American ocean liner. 281 feet. Pride of the Collins Line. It collides with a smaller French ship called Vesta. The Vesta, the smaller ship, barely damaged. The Arctic took the fatal blow. It began to sink. And then something happened. The crew launched the lifeboats for themselves, without the passengers. No women survived. No children survived. 24 of the 233 who died were from the crew's own families. 322 people died. The captain went down with the ship after the crew had already left. The disaster led directly to laws requiring crew members to stay until all passengers were off. May 21st, 1996. Lake Victoria, Tanzania, the largest tropical lake on Earth. The MV Bukoba had a capacity of 430 people. That day, it carried an estimated 1,000. It was overloaded. Everyone at the dock could see it. The ship left anyway. In open water, it capsized in under 2 minutes. 800 people died. Lake Victoria has claimed more lives than any other lake on Earth. October 23rd, 1918. Lynn Canal, Alaska. A blizzard. The Princess Sophia runs onto Vanderbilt Reef. 343 people on board. It is stuck, but intact. Rescue vessels arrive and surround it. For 2 days, the rescue ships wait. The sea is too rough to transfer passengers. They stay on the Sophia. Then the storm intensifies. Radio contact is lost. When the storm clears, the Princess Sophia is gone. No survivors. February 3rd, 2006. The Red Sea. 1,415 people on board, heading from Saudi Arabia to Egypt. A fire breaks out in the car deck. The crew fights it with water and pumps the water overboard. The pumps malfunction. The water stays on board. The ship begins to list. The captain doesn't issue a distress call for over an hour. He kept sailing toward Egypt. By the time help was called, the ship was going down fast, in the dark, in open sea. 1,034 people died. A delayed distress call, a malfunctioning pump. One decision compounded